paper, all over the paper. State set to cut public aid for families. That is some scary, scary stuff.
Wait, what do you mean, cut public aid? Like, what are they talking about?
It looks like come October 1st, lots of families who are receiving cash assistance are going to be cut off. I mean, that's like the families we see.
They're going to be cutting off their cash assistance?
Yeah.
October 1st, like this October?
Yeah.
So what are people going to be doing?
I don't know. Pretty scary. I mean, a lot of these are kids.
Tough for a lot of them.
You know, we're talking like thousands of kids throughout the state, and a lot of that right here in the city, in Wayne County.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Yolanda. How you doing?
I'm good.
Pass the snacks. We're going to need it for today. Well, we're just talking about what's happening with the state and how it's going to affect the families we see.
Oh, yeah. I had just came from a Great Start meeting, and we were talking about that in a meeting today.
Well,
It was, we have at least 50 representatives at Great Start, and we were sitting at the table saying, what can we do to help these families? And they're saying it's like 14,000 families for the state of Michigan, and 7,000 of those families is Wayne County alone.
Okay, wait. So, we have our agency, right? We work with kids. But then those kids are also touched by so many other agencies, right? So, like, some of those kids
Hold
are...
it. So you mean to tell me that they will move this responsibility to agencies?
I don't know. I mean, what else can families do? I mean, families come to us, families go to DHS, we have kids in the education system, some of the kids in the health system.
Mental health.
There's also faith-based and cultural centers as well.
Right, exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what. Community agencies are not equipped to deal with this kind of, responsibilities.
Right.
Well, I know with our agency, I'm going to say, let's pass this child over to you.
You can't just pass the child on to me.
You know what? That's going to be the big question of the day. Like, if this were a kid, we'd be asking, whose child is this?
That's true. Whose child is it?
And whose child is it, Frank?
I mean, whose child is this?
Thank you for joining us for Whose Child Is It? In this first scene, we meet Jessica, her sister Nita, and Jessica's two children. There's 14-year-old Marissa and 2-year-old Mikey. They are at the emergency room because Marissa is experiencing what seems to be panic attacks. Let's take a look into their lives.
Thanks, Nita, again for picking us up.
Sure, girl, no problem. I'm just sorry I couldn't have gotten here earlier. Whew. But my boss has just really been on our backs lately.
I know. You telling me. I mean, if I would fall on the floor, he would still expect for us to make our numbers by the end of the week. I mean, the money is good and everything. It's better than what some people are getting with the cutbacks, but twice the work and half the time. It's just not working. Mikey, come on over here and sit down next to Mommy. Marissa, how are you feeling?
I mean, I can breathe a little bit better now, but it still feels like someone's sitting on my chest.
Okay, well, it's been 45 minutes since intake, so hopefully they'll be calling us soon.
Marissa, is your throat dry too?
Yeah, Auntie.
Mikey, get over here. Just keep on taking deep breaths, Marissa. And they'll be calling us soon.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking, I had a coworker that used to always get excited. I think everybody said she was having a panic attack whenever we had a lot to do at work, a major project. She would say it felt like her chest was heavy and her throat was dry.
A panic attack? What she need a panic attack for? I mean, she has no bills, no lights, and no crazy Mikey! I said, get over here and sit down. Hold on to him till I get back. Excuse me. It's been at least 45 minutes since someone's seen us. Could you tell me how much longer it should be?
Ma'am, this is an emergency room, and the waits can be anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 hours.
Yeah. Excuse me? But my daughter, I don't know about nobody else kid up in here, has problems breathing.
This is an emergency room. Everyone has an emergency. The staff has seen her. She has been evaluated. I trust their judgment.
You got about one more time to say, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, Jess, calm down, calm down.
You need to control her.
Do you have any idea how much longer it's gonna be before Marissa's seen?
Ma'am, there are 5 people before you. 3 are already in the rooms, and there are 2 still waiting to be seen.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, if it wasn't for these kids, I would have nothing to lose over here. Nothing to lose. I mean, they keep on treating you like you're nothing.
It's okay, I know, it's frustrating. A lot of times people are not very sensitive to your situation.
Truthfully though, Nita, I mean, lately, if it wasn't for Marissa and Mikey, I wouldn't even get up out the bed in the morning.
Oh, just don't say that.
Well, it's true.
Well, have you talked to anybody about this?
Girl, who got time to talk to somebody besides you?
No, not me. You know, a professional counselor. You seen those commercials with the little eggs?
Girl, you better quit playing. I'm not crazy. You know, it's just a lot that's weighing on me now. I mean, it's a lot.
I know it's stressful. Well, what about their dad? How's Frank doing?
He's okay, I guess. I wouldn't know, and I really don't care. As long as he come up pick up Marissa and Mikey, he's all right by me.
So he's helping out?
Yeah, he's good with them. They always look forward to going with him every other weekend. But this is the first time this sort of thing ever happened with Marissa.
Okay, well, you know, you really don't want this to get any worse, to turn into a real problem. Have you been to your family doctor?
I've been to him, but, I mean, the last time that I tried to take her to the doctor, I barely could get there. When she had pneumonia last year.
I know it's difficult.
Marissa, the doctor will see you now.
Finally. Come in.
Well, Miss Brown, it seems that Marissa is experiencing an anxiety attack, sometimes called a panic attack. Dr. Bennett is recommending that she be evaluated at the Guidance Center for Acute Anxiety. We are not going to put her on medication at this point, but if this continues, we may have to.
Okay.
Marissa mentioned that you are also under quite a bit of stress. How are you feeling these days?
Well, I do what I gotta do to take care of these kids. That's about it.
Well, we understand that you might be experiencing something what we call task overload. And sometimes your stress can be transferred to your children and cause them to have anxiety as well due to stress in the environment. Have you thought of seeking mental health resources as well?
No. I'm fine. What do I need to do?
Well, she needs to be evaluated for anxiety. Here is our paperwork with our referral. We think a good place to start would be the Guidance Center. It is located in Southgate.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Have a good day. Goodbye, Marissa.
Anxiety. So basically, she's all right is what they're saying.
Well, Jess, it's kind of like I was telling you. They wanted to see a mental health professional.
Marissa's not crazy, and neither am I. What can those people tell me anyway? And how we can only get all the way to TGC in Southgate?
Just make your appointment, and I'll take you. Let me know when.
Whatever, Nita. This is life, and Marissa just gonna have to grow up and be strong like her mama. Marissa, get over here! See?
Now we'll be viewing the scene with the family in the clinic. Linda and Rob have arrived for the checkup visit with their 2-year-old foster child, Deja, who has special needs. They have also brought their 7-year-old biological daughter, Nina, who often gets jealous over the attention and frustrated over the attention that the 2-year-old gets. Let's see what's going on with them.
Thank you, Fawn. So we've set up the second skit, but before we move to that second skit, let's hit pause. What did we just experience? And I'm going to ask Jack to come on up too. I was joking with him we could do the Donahue Oprah kind of thing. We don't have a mic and can't run into the audience, but we're very interested. And I think we had someone who had volunteered to be a scribe for us. But what I'm going to do is, in lieu of having a flip chart sheet, is ask maybe 1 or 2 members of our team if they can take down some notes for us would be great. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, I'm okay without it. But when you stand up, if you would. First off, Jack, let me kick it to you. Any thoughts that came to your mind?
I thought this is a heck of a productive ER visit. No medication. They talk to the doctor for a fast second, and suddenly they have a diagnosis, but no treatment prescribed other than go and get another assessment. And here's our paperwork. Clearly, and there also was the issue of the stigma that mental health services are attached among ordinary people, and ordinary people saying, I don't need mental health services. So just that thought, I'd like to hear from someone who is in the medical field about the ER visit and how that was structured.
I'm looking at it from a parent's perspective. I saw no empathy. There was no empathy in the whole thing. It wasn't the ER visit at all. And just sitting here, coming from a family center and looking at it, it was comical in a sense, but it's real. Because we see this and do this every day. This is a living art and work. So.
Thank you. So how many of you parents in the audience identify with that mom and saw that those were her kids, your kids too? Okay. Anyone else? Let's pass it to Sue. Yes.
I think what it demonstrates is the typical discomfort of the medical field. And being in the medical field, I understand this. The typical discomfort with dealing with mental health issues. We look at that. We're very comfortable with dealing with the physical diagnoses, but when it comes down to those mental health squishy things, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to pass the ball to somebody else because I'm not quite sure how to handle this. I can give you a pill, but I don't know what else to do.
Does anyone have a thought about why the 2-year-old was in the play, in the sketch?
I think my opinion is he probably has ADHD. Yeah. I'll defer on that one. But I think he was there to point out that extra stressor, which was completely ignored by any of the professionals in the group.
So did anyone see an opportunity that was lost to talk to mom about the 2-year-old?
Other comments? Let's think about the family, maybe some of the dialogue that was happening between